Yesterday and the day before were two of the most exciting days of my life. Today it is all blown over and all are as steady and unconcerned as ever. We've seen the effects of a battle. The shelling, the sinking of the old ship of the line, Cumberland, with her 64 guns. The surrender of the Congress with her 52 guns, all within easy rifle shot of my quarters. We were shelled for hours, but were so close that they did not explode until from 40 to 80 rods beyond us. When the shell struck the ground and burst, it would throw the dirt 100 feet high, and they make an awful noise when they pass over. Several passed through our tents, but we were on a bluff 40 feet above the river and then back far enough so that they struck the hill or else went over us. About 150 of our regiment went down under the hill and scattered out, or as we term it, deployed as skirmishers, and shot lots of rebels, and succeeded in saving the men from the Congress from being taken prisoners. It was a dangerous place, but none of them were hurt. We had all we could do to keep the whole regiment from going on down and firing on them. The Merrimac looks just like the picture of the iron boats on the Mississippi, and nothing seemed to hurt her. She got at least 100 cannonball and shell against her, but it did not injure her, not much. But the little E battery came in yesterday morning, and she was a match for their old devil, as our boys call the Merrimac. They call one the old devil and the other the little devil. The little one, as she lays off a mile or so, looks like a raft, or more like a large log, say 100 feet long, about 4 inches above the water, and a hogshead with 1/3 cut off and then set on a log in the center. She had a flag on the stern and a little steam pipe about the size of my arm, and nothing else could be seen, not a man or a gun. The poor sailors on board the boat suffered beyond description. They were killed and wounded frightfully, but most of the wounded were drowned, all on the Cumberland. On the Congress, they got off, but the dead were all burnt on the boat. One fella died soon after he got to the hospital, and lots of them died that night, yesterday and last night, and a great many more will die in a few days. A battle at sea on a wooden vessel is what will hardly ever happen again. The Merrimac or the little battery could sink all our fleet at Port Royal in half a day and would not be afraid of all the wooden vessels in the world. The loss of 2 ships at this place, I think not of much importance, but the loss of life is all important. I've been thinking for the last 2 days why we were brought to this desert-looking place here on the sandbanks 40 miles from the east coast of North Carolina and about 1,200 miles from home. Is it for any good? Are we brought here for the purpose of banishment? No. It is to defend that banner which is emblematic of our nation's birth, our nation's glory and greatness. From 1774 to this day, it has been like the gentle dew of heaven, covering the just and the unjust. It has never quailed before a foreign foe and is now interwoven with the finest fibers of every true manly patriot's heart. That banner has protected every American, native or adopted, in every civilized land. No foreign power or land has ever desecrated it, but it has been venerated by every patriot throughout the world. And the true American's eye moistens with joy as its history is recalled, by its graceful folds as it floats in the breeze. Traitors, arch traitors, have laid violent hands upon it, trailed it in the dust, trampled it underfoot. And for the first time in our history, it has been lowered in the presence of treason. Many of its stars have become dim, and some have shot from their orbit seeking to form a new constellation far from the center light, the Constitution, the glorious old Constitution. A domestic, not a foreign enemy, has thus attempted to sail it, and women, proud, treasonable women, how very different from her whom I write to, carried away by infatuation, have torn it into shreds. But thank God it is now hung out upon the wall and nailed fast, and must there float until the last traitor has laid down his arms and returned to take shelter under its broad folds. It shall wave until secession shall be crushed out, and the nation with all its stars shall again stand forth in all its glory and vigor. It is to defend this flag that we are placed in this uninhabited sandy bank, and so long as secession waves a single flag, I will not complain. Thursday morning, July 2nd, 1863, at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, 4 o'clock a.m. Dear wife and children, we arrived here last night at 9 o'clock. The First Corps had a fight here yesterday. Major General Reynolds was killed. Our whole army is here now, and we move on them in the morning. I shall give this to someone who does not go into battle, so that you will probably get it. It may be my last letter to you. If so, believe that my last prayer for you is that God may bless you all. I believe we will whip them finally before the sun goes down. We met women, children, men, all flying for safety last night and scared to death. Some had a handbox, some a valise, and some were in wagons and buggies, others on horseback. All said, hurry up. We had a hard march of 10 miles. We left Emmitsburg at 4 p.m. Once more, adieu. Your affectionate husband, Col Wheeler.